Today we have here the HK VP9. This is a new striker-fired pistol offered by HK. This is actually not their first striker-fired, but they're kind of bringing back that design, and they incorporate it into the P30. So essentially those two guns are very similar. The P30 uses a double-action, single-action hammer fire. Now they use the same magazines as the P30, and because it's been around for a while, these are already readily available, and so are aftermarket sights, because it also uses the same sights as the P30. So if you get tritium, night sights, or competition style sights, they're already on the market, and that is a nice feature. And they also have a very comfortable ergonomic grip. This grip has interchangeable back straps in small, medium, and large, and there's also some side paneling that you can change out as well. That's not a feature that's very common in most pistols, but HK offers this and makes for a very comfortable grip. Now moving on to the controls of the gun, you have the magazine paddle release, and it's offered in an ambidextrous mode, so you have it on both left and right side. And this is mostly used in German handguns. You see it in like the PPQ, for instance. It's a popular model. And yeah, it's kind of out of the way, and so you don't accidentally push the button. And it's just kind of nice to be able to have it already set up as an ambidextrous mode. The slide lock is also ambidextrous on both left and right side, and that's a nice thing. And the takedown lever just on one side. Now it does incorporate a full Picatinny rail for all your tactical lights and lasers and those kind of attachments. And my personal favorite, it includes front serrations here, and that kind of allows you to press check from the front, also to rack from the front. Now this gun actually has a pretty unique feature. Underneath the rear sight, they have actually incorporated, I like to call it a fin. I don't know if they have an actual term for it. But when you're going to rack the slide, it's very easy to get a nice firm purchase on the back of the gun to rack it, and you'll almost never slip from the back just because it's more pronounced in the rear here. And I believe they'll make some aftermarket upgrades that you'll be able to extend the fin for a race style. Let's do a quick disassembly here. First thing you want to do is you want to take the magazine out of the gun. Then you'll lock the slide to the rear, check the chamber, make sure that the gun's empty. Now this is actually interesting because HK usually has some kind of a pin that is removed out of the frame before you can field strip the gun. Whereas on the VP9, they've actually used similar to a SIG style takedown, where it's actually just a lever that's flipped down. There's actually a lot of other guns that do that style. And when you pull back on the slide, the whole unit will come right off the front. From there, it's a piece of cake. You just have the recoil spring and the barrel to disassemble. But beyond that, it's a very simple design, very easy to maintain, and it just slides right back on from the rear. You lock it back in, pull the lever up, and you're back together. Now, one thing about this gun is, because it is a striker fired and they have a safe action style trigger here, it makes for a very nice crisp trigger pull, and it's a pretty short pull as well. And so that's very refreshing, because a lot of people complain about HK having terrible triggers when they really just design their triggers for combat use, so they tend to be heavier, and usually military requirements require a heavier trigger pull. So this is catering a little bit more towards the civilian market, where they're asking for a lighter, shorter, crisper reset and a crisper trigger pull, and so it's easier to learn how to shoot the gun with. And yeah, it's an excellent gun. One thing I will say though is the magazine capacity of 15 rounds is relatively small for a gun this size. Usually you see at least 17 rounds in a gun about this size, and a lot of people may not be as interested in the paddle style release. But other than that, I mean, it's a fantastic gun. I think, especially at the price point, it's a very affordable gun as well. HK is usually an expensive brand, more in the higher end pricing, but the VP9 pricing is actually very, very affordable. And I would say that most people, if they're looking for a handgun that's reasonably priced, this is an excellent choice. Anyway, thanks for checking out our look on the VP9, and we want to thank West Coast Armory for providing the guns and also the facilities. You can definitely come and check out their sweet indoor range, and the VP9 is actually available for rental now. So if you have any apprehensions about picking up this gun and you want to give it a shot, excuse the pun, then you can definitely come here and try the gun out before you buy it. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.